The Laws of Ascension, Chapter 129 statement. Lorik finishes changing into his suit and looks down at himself. "What do you think, Nixfang?" Lorik asks. Nixfang left his soul as he entered the waiting room. "I don't know. You look good, but I've never seen other people in suits." Nixfang replies, causing Lorik to smile. He sits down on the couch against the wall before waiting. Nixfang walks over and lies on the ground by his feet. "So you're just walking in there and talking with the king?" Nixfang asks. "More or less. Then we'll go to the celebration. I hope they have meat." Lorik replies before lifting his right hand. He looks at his rings before sighing. "Nixfang, what do you think about me being wolf?" Lorik asks. Nixfang lifts her head to look at him, clearly wondering why he's asking this now. "I think it's good. You seem to know what you're doing," she replies, causing Lorik to nod. He pulls off his white ring that hides his scars. They appear along his skin as he takes out his wolf mask. He places it against the right side of his head. Thanks to its laws built into the mask, it sticks to his head like glue. The white face changes into a wolf's face. It's baring its fangs and looks like it's growling. Its eyes are calm and determined. "Are you sure you should go out like that?" Nixfang asks after Lorik puts on the mask. "Yeah, I've given this a lot of thought," Lorik replies before someone knocks on the door. The maid from before enters as Nixfang re-enters Lorik's soul. The maid pauses when she sees Lorik's appearance, but only for a moment. "His Majesty is ready for you. Please come with me," she says before turning around. Lorik gets up and follows her across the hall, and she pushes the door open. She motions for Lorik to enter, and he does so. He walks down the red carpet leading to the throne. The silent throne room breaks out into hushed conversations as everyone sees his mask and scars. Only a very few in the room understand the true meaning behind the mask. Each of them understands the silent declaration Lorik is making. By wearing the mask in front of the nobles and the king, Lorik declares openly that he's the next wolf. As nobles, most of them understand that the mask has ties with the black market. But only those in power in the black market understand the meaning behind a wolf mask. So all the nobles who don't know what the mask means all recognize that he has ties to the black market. Many of them assume the wolf mask holds some kind of status. Otherwise, Lorik wouldn't wear it in front of the king. This is why they break out into hushed conversations. They're all trying to figure out the true meaning behind the mask. Lorik walks down the red carpet and stops a few feet from the steps leading to the throne. He drops to one knee and looks up at King Eldrin. The king has a smile on his face, hiding his shock at seeing the mask. "Lorik Bolt, you have done a great service for this kingdom. As king, I thank you for guarding my blood. As a father, I thank you for sparing me grief beyond measure. Take this gold as my gratitude made tangible. Words alone cannot express how thankful I am to you for what you've done." King Eldrin says. He waves his arm as he speaks, and the butler turns around. They walk over to a table next to the elevated throne platform and pick up a tray. On the tray is a storage ring. The butler carries the tray over to Lorik. Lorik takes the ring before speaking. "My deepest thanks for your kindness, sire. This gold means much to me, but more than that, I am glad I could return your daughter to you unharmed," Lorik says before King Eldrin looks around at the gathered crowd. "There are some things a man carries that need no explanation. That mask is one of them, and I'll trust all present to respect that truth," King Eldrin says, warning those present about Lorik's mask. "Now enough of weight and judgment. Tonight we honor the brave and rejoice together. Walk with me, my family, and may the court follow," Eldrin says while getting up. He walks down the throne steps as Lorik stays on a knee. He passes Lorik, and Sarah, Elowin, and Lucien follow him. The nobles clear the way and bow to them as they pass. They enter a connecting hall where rows of tables filled with various food and drinks are. After the king, prince, and princesses enter, the nobles start following. Lorik gets up as Cyrilda walks over to him. Vera and Leora follow her. Rowan's with the nobles entering. "Nicely done. But a little warning would have been nice," Cyrilda says while motioning to the wolf mask on the side of Lorik's head. "It was a last-minute decision," Lorik replies. "Why did you wear that?" Leora asks. "I'll tell you later," Lorik says before they make their way to the hall. "How long is this celebration supposed to last?" Vera asks. "It'll go on for a few hours. Many nobles use this time to make or reinforce their connections with other nobles. However, you can leave after the first hour without a problem. Just be sure to come let me know before you leave. Especially you, Lorik. Cyrilda replies before a man wearing a soldier's uniform walks up. He and Cyrilda step aside and start talking. What are we supposed to do for an hour? Leora asks while looking around the hall. The tables of food and drink are lined up in the center of the room. They form a rectangle with 2 tables on the long sides. The corners are spaced, and there are more tables inside the rectangle. The tables are in the center of the hall. The back third of the hall is full of spaced-out circular tables. There are a few nobles already sitting there and eating, talking with one another. Other nobles are standing around, in their own groups. A few maids are walking around, and one gathers an already empty glass from one of the tables. Chandeliers hang from the ceiling, with gems hanging off on chains. I'm going to stuff myself on noble food, Lorik says before walking to the nearest table. The food is served buffet style, with plates and bowls stacked on one end, though most nobles wait for the maids to get their food. The food isn't why they're here, so many don't even eat. I don't even know what half of this stuff is, Vera says, following Lorik to the table. I think some of it is monster meat. I can recognize the Minotaur steak. Leora says while motioning to a plate of oddly colored steaks. They look darker than usual steaks and are covered in a strange dark sauce. They grab their plates, with Lorik grabbing a bowl and plate. They walk down the table, filling the plates with food. Lorik uses his gravity law to grab his food, as his hands are full with the plate and bowl. You've gotten better with your gravity, Vera says, watching as Lorik lifts a ball of mashed potatoes out of a large bowl. You haven't used it to drink anymore, have you? Leroa asks, causing Lorik to chuckle. You think they're serving any alcohol here? I'd love to try some noble wine. Lorik asks, ignoring Leora's question. Aren't you a little too young to drink? A man behind Lorik asks. He turns and sees a noble in a dark green suit. He has brown hair and is holding a glass with a slightly translucent red liquid. It was just a joke, don't worry, Lorik says before turning back. He adds a steak to his plate before walking down the table. Lorik, was it? The man asks, following Lorik. Lorik nods but doesn't respond with words. I'd like to talk with you. May I have a moment of your time? What do you want to talk about? Lorik asks before adding some bread rolls to his plate. He drops them on top of the steak, coating the bottom in the dark sauce. I have connections to the Crimson Dawn Guild. They're interested in offering you quite. The man says, before Lorik laughs lightly. Sorry, but let them know I decline. I'm not interested in joining the Crimson Dawn. Lorik says before leaving the man. He takes a moment before turning away and leaving. The Crimson Dawn is a pretty well-off guild. Shouldn't you at least think about it? Leora asks as they start walking to an empty table. I have personal reasons for refusing, Lorik says before letting go of his plate. He makes it float next to him as he turns to face Leora. Besides, I have this, he says while tapping the wolf mask on the side of his head. I do need answers about that later, Leora says, causing him to nod. They sit down and start eating. As they eat, a few more nobles approach, asking Lorik about this or that. 3 of them ask about joining a guild they're close with. 2 ask about a business proposal, saying they just need the capital to start it. The last one is the most absurd. A man walks up to Lorik with a woman next to him. She looks to be a year or so older than Lorik. The man has short, smooth brown hair with a few grays. He looks to be in his late 50s or 60s. The woman has long, silky black hair with a few green patches from her law. The man is wearing a black suit, and the woman is wearing a light green dress. Excuse me, Lorik Bolt. May I have a moment of your time? The man asks. Sure. What can I do for you? Lorik replies while motioning to the empty seats at the table. There are 6 seats, and they're only using 3. Vera is sitting to Lorik's right, and Leora is sitting next to Vera. The woman sits next to Lorik, and the man sits next to her. Lorik, I'd like to discuss a business opportunity with you. Before that, though, what kind of women do you like? The man asks. Pardon? Lorik asks back, knowing and dreading where this is going. My daughter has taken a shine to you. She's well-educated and is comprehending the law of life. She'd make a fine partner and... The man starts before Lorik holds up his hand to stop him. I'm not interested in marriage right now, so save that for someone else, Lorik says. Please reconsider, the woman says, leaning closer to Lorik. We don't need to wed right away. We can start off slow if that's what you'd prefer, she says before Lorik stands up. No, thank you. Now if you'll pardon me, I need some air, Lorik says before leaving the table. Lorik walks away as the man and woman slowly get up. They walk off before Vera gets up. Going after him? Leora asks. Yes? Vera replies, not understanding why she's asking. Vera walks after Lorik, seeing him disappear through a door. Good luck, Leora says after Vera's gone. Vera follows Lorik out onto a balcony. The throne room and connecting hall are on the second floor. The balcony overlooks the gardens. It's full of beautiful flowers and topiaries of various designs. Some look like people, others like animals. They give off the appearance of a natural garden. It's a nice garden, at least, Lorik mutters while leaning on the railing. He hears the door open behind him and glances over his shoulder. Came for some air too? Lorik asks Vera before turning back.